It's absolutely untrue, the things that have been said about me.
What did he know and when did he know it? Accusations piling up against a popular Ohio congressman.
And the clock is ticking for a group of Thai children trapped in a cave. Rescue teams stare tragedy in the face as the monsoon rains close in.
And after a week of dealing with high temperatures, that humidity and storms, hopefully, and finally, some decent weather this weekend. John Laughlin's in for Sam, and he's got that coming right up. Good morning, and thanks for waking up with us on this Friday. I'm Neha Curtis.
And I'm Allison Berner in for Julian. It's Friday, July 6th. We made it through another week.
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah. That high heat just almost killed me this week, John, but so glad to make it to Friday, especially. Time now is just about 5:02. Developing news we're watching very closely this morning. The flooded cave in Thailand where a soccer team is trapped has claimed its first victim, a former Thai Navy SEAL who was volunteering at the site. Thai officials say the 38-year-old died from a lack of oxygen while he was trying to place oxygen tanks around the cave overnight.
Crews have been working to deliver oxygen to the 12 boys and their coach. Heavy rain is on the way to the area, intensifying the race to get everyone out to safety.
And back here at home, a 9-year-old Cleveland boy is at Metro after he was hit by a car.
It happened at East 26 and Central in Cleveland. Police tell us they have not cited the driver and that the child's injury is not life-threatening. As soon as we get more answers, we'll let you know on air, online, and on the Cleveland 19 app.
All right, stop what you're doing. Take a look at your screen right now. This is a 6-year-old little girl. She's missing this morning. This is Malaya Cisco. She's from the Cincinnati area, but this is a statewide Amber Alert. Authorities say she may have been taken by her mother. This is her mom. You just missed her right there. Ashley Devona Hardy does not have custody of that 6-year-old girl. Police are looking for her. She might be in a white Chevy Traverse. That's the vehicle that they're looking for. If you know anything, please make sure you call police.
U.S. Marshals making an arrest in a high-profile rape case in the Bowling Green area. David Countries, who you see here, was arrested in Texas. He's one of 3 men accused of raping 2 young teens back in June. Investigators say all the men involved in this alleged assault are in the country illegally. And new developments in Columbus, where investigators are reviewing allegations that a former Ohio State team doctor abused students decades ago.
Yeah, the story is really exploding. A fourth former OSU wrestler came forward saying Dr. Richard Strauss's alleged behavior was, quote, common knowledge among the team and administrators. Now, one of those accused of knowing about it is current Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan, who represents parts of Lorain County. Jordan helped coach the Ohio State wrestling program back in the 80s. He is still denying any knowledge of the abuse.
If there had been any reports of abuse, I would have reported it. The stuff that's being said about me is just plain false.
Dr. Strauss died 13 years ago of suicide. So far, 14 former OSU athletes have stepped forward with allegations against Dr. Strauss, and they want the people who they say knew about it and did nothing to be held accountable.
Happening today, if passing by the Steelyard Commons today, you'll see some major improvements at Walmart. The store just got a major facelift, and to celebrate, they're holding a ribbon cutting ceremony at 8 this morning.
All right, so this is exciting. It's part of a $94 million project to remodel 27 stores throughout Ohio this year, and improvements include an updated pharmacy, self-checkout, brighter lighting throughout the store.
Major strides in the fight against drug addiction in Medina County today. The first residential substance abuse treatment facility is opening at the Summa Health Wadsworth Rittman Medical Center. This is an open house showing off the new facility that's happening from 2 to 5 this afternoon.
Congratulations to the 30 immigrants who will be officially sworn in as United States citizens today. The public is invited this morning to the ceremony in Mentor. It's at the home of former President James A. Garfield, which has been transformed into a historic site. The ceremony starts at 10 a.m.
Today, we will be talking with Bishop Nelson Perez. This Sunday, he is celebrating a special mass for immigrant families and for immigration reform. It's not going to be at St. John's downtown. The mass instead will be at noon Sunday at Sacred Heart Chapel on Pearl Avenue in Lorain. Look for our story with the bishop on Cleveland 19 News at 4.
All All right, we're not done celebrating independence just yet in Cleveland. Tonight is the annual Star Spangled Spectacular at Mall B. The Cleveland Orchestra puts on a free concert. It's followed by a fireworks display downtown. This also celebrates the orchestra's 100th birthday. The concert starts at 9 tonight. And today it could become official. LeBron James is expected to sign his contract with the Los Angeles Lakers.
On Sunday, he of course announced he is going to take his talents to LA, but today is the first day he can actually sign that contract. As much as this stings, this is something we want to watch out for today, because it actually could be the first time we hear from LeBron since the announcement. If any news breaks, we will have it for you on the Cleveland 19 News app.
All right, let's talk about something a little bit more uplifting, get our mind off LeBron, like the world's biggest bounce house coming to Northeast Ohio next weekend. This 32-foot tall inflatable will be at Victory Park in North Ridgeville next week. There's an obstacle course, basketball courts, and a giant slide, and it ends with a humongous ball pit. There are different time periods for different age groups. Tickets range from $10 for toddlers to $25 for people 16 years and older. Yeah, you don't want any adults jumping around. Yeah, with some toddlers in there. All right, time now is just about 5:08. Yeah, a lot of stuff coming up this weekend. Taste on the Lake. Perfect weather.
Oh, gorgeous.
Perfect weather. Let's check in with John.
Yeah. Good news today.
Not today on the lake, because
News Center. Driven by Don Joseph Toyota in Kent. This is Cleveland 19 News.
Welcome back. Well, Cleveland Metro Parks is bringing the fun and flavor to Edgewater Park this weekend.
They want to showcase the best of Cleveland, and they want people to bring their appetite.
Our Damon Maloney is live this morning getting the lowdown on what's to come. Good morning, Damon.
It certainly looks like a lot of fun, and what a great event to be heading out to this weekend. And John, the weather certainly cooling off after the last couple of days, so should be nice for everyone heading out.
Saturday, Sunday should be absolutely great, especially along the lake. You get that nice breeze, but right now, a lake area is not a place to be.
You could see that wind that
well,
Damon was just talking about. Yeah.
Let's take a look in the lower right-hand corner of the screen here. Can you see the stars and stripes?
Yep.
Yeah, that is unfurled, and that's because the winds are coming out of the northeast at 15 to 25 knots with gusts up to 30. A lake, no place to be today. Tomorrow and Sunday, whole different story. All right, let's take a look at what's going on now. We still have some rain around, and the showers on our First Alert Doppler Max are confined mainly south of Canton, Massillon. You see the line that's moving off to the southeast, and that'll continue its progression away from here as we make our way through the day. 70 degrees now at Cleveland, 74 at Columbus, cooler readings west of us, and that is going to be our weather fair as we make our way through the day. Look at these winds, sustained winds. These are not the parks.
Welcome back. Time now is 5:23. Really great and important stories for families dealing with autism. The fun and loud atmosphere of an arcade can make it seem like the perfect place for young teens and kids to hang out.
But for children with autism, that sensory overload can make for an unsettling experience. A new initiative in Britain aims to make gaming enjoyable for everyone.
Riley Carson has a story from Bristol, England.
Coming into play today?
For Michelle Rebello Tyndall, a trip to the arcade is not a common outing. She has 3 kids with autism.
As an autism family, we understand that the world can be a really overwhelming place.
But she's brought Emily, James, and 17-year-old Lauren to this gaming store in southwest England for a different arcade experience.
They're just stacking up.
There's no loud music. Lighting is softer, and gamers can bring their own headphones, adjustments to help people with autism.
It's kind of hard to get my siblings out the door because they do kind of struggle being outside. They're on a higher spectrum than I am.
Lauren's mother, Michelle, works for an autism awareness group called Dimensions that has teamed up with Belong Gaming Arenas to provide a more inclusive space.
Why is this a good fit for the people that come?
So it's a good opportunity for them to try something they wouldn't necessarily get to try in any other situation, but it's in a place where they're happy and it's secure for them.
Lauren says it makes her feel included and gives her a sense of independence.
I kind of feel like my own person. I can kind of just sit on my own screen playing my own games and no one's going to really say anything, or I could bring a group of friends.
The unique space is unlocking a new world for a whole new audience. Riley Carlson, CBS News, Bristol, England.
If your son or daughter has autism, there are lots of places here in Cleveland that provide sensory-friendly experiences. The Cleveland Museum of History hosts sensory-friendly Sundays. Playhouse Square puts on special sensory-friendly performances throughout the year. And if you're headed to the Q for a game or a concert, it has a designated room called the Quiet Space for people with sensory processing needs. That's really great to see. Also, we've got the Children's Museum here in Cleveland that just opened up.
And they've got, certain rooms where you could take your child that needs just a moment to get away from all the noise and, just the hoopla of other kids running around as well. And it really is important when you see families dealing with, kids that have autism. Exactly. At 8 a.m. because of rip currents, the combination of winds, large waves, and the rip currents can be life-threatening even for the best swimmer. So here's the thing. Remember, if you're caught in a rip current, swim parallel to the shore before trying to make it back to land.
Some helpful advice there. The National Weather Service has named the second storm of the Atlantic hurricane season as Tropical Storm Beryl. Right now, Beryl is a strong tropical storm, and the National Hurricane Center says it could become a hurricane today. Right now, it's headed toward the Caribbean. Embattled head of the Environmental Protection Agency, Scott Pruitt, has stepped down. He was facing more than a dozen investigative cases into his first-class travel, treatment of staff, ethics, and spending. President Donald Trump said the resignation was his own choice. His temporary replacement is Deputy Chief Andrew Wheeler, a former lobbyist for the coal industry.
We've been talking about this trade war for a while, and looks like it is underway between the world's two largest economy. The Trump administration followed through with its threat to impose tariffs on $34 billion in Chinese goods. Well, those tariffs went into effect today. A fight between the two countries could significantly hurt consumers like you or me, and also companies and farms in both China and the U.S.
Time now is 5:34. New this morning, the State Highway Patrol says 8 people died in traffic crashes over the 4th of July holiday. Troopers say the victims were killed in 4 crashes between July 3rd and July 4th. The number of deadly crashes is actually down this year compared to last year. There were 21 people killed in accidents around the 4th of July holiday, but troopers say there were more days counted in the holiday period last year.
In Youngstown, police called off a search for a missing dog. The Chihuahua Weenie mix reportedly chased a groundhog into its hole, but then couldn't find its way out. Police dug for hours trying to reach the dog. Crews said they could hear the whimpering. They couldn't see her. They finally used a camera to look into that hole, but couldn't find her. Right now, they think the dog may have luckily run out on the other side.
Right now, one family is searching for their horse after it got spooked by fireworks and ran off. This is Foxy. The family was vacationing and neighbors were watching her, but the neighbor called to tell them that Foxy went missing Tuesday night. The horse was last seen in Northfield near the North Coast Behavioral Health Building. If you've seen Foxy, call the Summit County Sheriff's Office if you have any information.
And new this morning, the Orwell Police and Fire Departments now know what caused all that flash flooding in their area last night.
Of course, part of it was the heavy rain, but it was also caused by a giant turtle who got stuck
in a drain
on the road. Take a look at that. Apple Road had at least a foot of rain, and the fire department could not figure out why the water was not draining properly. Then they noticed the drain. Orville police safely removed the turtle and released it into a nearby creek.
Time now is 5:36, and we are bringing you more in the morning. The weather's finally cooling down just a little bit for the weekend, and it'll be welcome news for those wanting to experience Taste on the Lake at Edgewater Park in Cleveland.
A 2-day celebration kicks off on Saturday. Our Damon Maloney is live there this morning. Damon, this is one of the park system's largest events. What's happening out there?